Today is about getting really crisp and clear on something that I've been working on here in my own shadow stuff. And I did a post previously about recognizing the conditioned runner in me from the time I was very, very little. And I think there's a runner or a fight or flight mode in all of us. How we respond to it and how deeply enmeshed it is obviously varies. And although this channel is very prevalently speaking about Advaita non-duality, as you guys know, I don't get hung up on language or behaviors or try to change who I am to fit into any type of a model. But there are people out there that are speaking to this who do. And you may not even realize you've immersed yourself in one of those little cliques. And all of a sudden, everything that is said there is being monitored. All of a sudden, you're in an Advaita non-duality group and you're not allowed to talk about the self. Don't say the word soul. That'll get you kicked out. And don't ever talk about mystical things happening once the unraveling begins, because that's surefire way to get kicked out of these groups. And I'm grateful that I'm not in them to be kicked out. Now, what I will say is that I only speak to what's experiential here. Anything you find on this channel, I'm only going to talk to it because I've experienced it. I haven't read someone else's book or picked up someone else's dogma and come here to push that out into the mainstream. That narrative just doesn't happen here, and it won't. So if that serves you, keep watching. If it doesn't, this is a good place to segue off, wish us well, and carry on with your journey. Okay? Okay. So the fight or flight mode is built into this dreamscape and into each avatar. We each seem to have our own unique drive of path. And that fight or flight serves us, just like breath does, just like the heartbeat does. Something is built into this model that says, if you're in the dreamscape and a bear starts chasing you, just because you've seen through the illusion of self, there's a reaction. We don't tell the self what to do in those fight or flight situations. You will notice it takes over. Just like when the breath is needed, it takes over. When the heartbeat is needed, it takes over. However, some of us in this dreamscape seem to have a historical or soul plan reference that deepens some of these fight or flight responses and ties them into historical references like child abuse, neglect, not getting enough bonding, not having the types of experiences perhaps that some of the other avatars around us may have had. The conditioning and the belief structures play a part in the dreamscape. They're part of the variables that this unique or appearing to be unique avatar will deal with. I'm not going to go look at what that guru is speaking about because that's their experience in the avatar. Their point of reference, just like in an avatar mask, is going to take them on that unique experiential journey. And mine is going to do the same. And yours is going to do the same. The point of view will change. The dials will morph. The vividity and the colors and the expressions will also change. Part of that may actually bring some mystical experiences. Heaven forbid we go there, but I'm going to. After we cover what I said I would cover in the wrap-up of the last post, which is Some people, when they've seen through the illusion of self or they're on the spiritual journey, will find themselves looped into a group or an environment of people who seem to have similar interests and experiences in what we refer to as community. And we may find ourselves adopting and adapting in those communities because the ego wants to connect again. It wants to be so rooted that it can't open or die. Because if it opens, if it blooms and blossoms, the next progression in the evolution of the story of the avatar is evolution equals death. It's trying to kill me. I need to create a new story to ground it here. Now, there's no right or wrong in any of this, and each of us will get the version of it we're intended to get. However, I do know that some people can move towards a deepening of religion or even religions or cults that give them this feeling of community. It's another thing to grab a hold of once you've gotten rid of the material items that used to bring you joy and they're not filling that hole anymore, or the addiction or the things that used to give you pleasure to numb this curiosity that wants to know, who am I? Religion and cultism may come in. It may seep in there. And I've seen it happen to a lot of people. They navigate from one thing to the next to fill that void. When the material items don't do it, the addictions don't do it, the alcohol, the porn, the sports, the politics, all the things that used to do it no longer interest us and we're bored, religion or cultism may kick in. Just be aware of this. Don't get upset with it. It's part of the game. Now, you may find that offensive, that I call it part of the game. Luckily, I'm not tied to how you feel because that's just a reference point for your journey, not mine. But I will deepen this a little bit by saying that each apparent step on the avatar's journey is the exact one we're intended to have. However, a video like this may pop in as your reference point to say, well, let me inquire on that. So if that's what this video is doing for you today, perfect. Look at it. Just inquire on it. Don't get upset with it. Just like the post pointed to, every reference point is an opportunity or an invitation for the deepening in this awareness, which is always bringing me back to me. I may slip into the journey again and start making it about them, but luckily, here in the story of Kelly, it seems pretty set right now that there's always an invitation in the 3D to see where I am in my journey. And that is all I use the 3D for anymore. A reference point. That sounds selfish. I'm okay with that. You're a reference point in my journey. I am in yours too, whether you know it or not. Thanks for watching today, you guys. It means so much to have you here. Every video is an algorithm in the global consciousness, and we're all responsible for that. So if you feel like this message would serve humanity, why wouldn't you boost it? Why wouldn't you share it? Why wouldn't you offer it to your fellow man? Each is an aspect of you. Don't be a gatekeeper. If this information loosened something up within you, why wouldn't you send it to your mother or your best friend or your sister? Why wouldn't you do that? You're not being unkind, offering some words that may land on them right in their hearts about something maybe you just were speaking with them about. So please do subscribe, like, follow, and share. bring this to the collective consciousness. Much love and much appreciation. See you all next time.